From the ashes arises a new episode of Finding Monster Right, show about finding monsters. Right?
Right.
I'm your host, Adam.
And hey, young blood, doesn't it feel like our time is running out? I'm gonna change you like a remix, then I'll raise you like a phoenix. Damn it, I promised myself I was gonna hit that high note in a way that was acceptable.
Well, that's I assume that is a song with Phoenix in either the title or the lyrics or both.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. It's from new Fall Out Boy, which is not as good as old Fall Out Boy. I promise you that is the last time I will do that. There are certain artists I can hit, and Fall Out Boy's not one of them.
The Phoenix is the bird of prey. The prey being what us, the predators, are going to feast on this episode of the week. And this episode is called Tax Evasion and the Disorder of the Phoenix. Which
I'm saying that like I haven't.
like I'm introducing it for the first time.
How novel. Yes, do go on.
Yes, I really want to explore the Phoenix as a creature of immortality. And the consequences of never being able to die and being able to come out different. So, tell me the three things you know about the Phoenix as a monster.
Okay, it's a bird.
That's one, yes.
It is not. I'm not gonna say it's not a plane. I'm not gonna say it. No, don't say it. You already burned all the goodwill that the audience could have possibly had with that fucking opener. You. Dip for shit. Okay.
I think you need to do. I think you need to do the third thing that the Phoenix does, and burn down your current hatred for yourself.
Yes. It when it gets too old, but like very old, it sets itself on fire and dies, and then there's a baby Phoenix.
Yes,
and I think that might be all. I think I might only know two things about the Phoenix.
Well, the second one's very it's very abstract. A lot of imagery that associated with fire, light, and a multitude of flames and colors. So that's pretty much all there is, meat and potatoes of the Phoenix creature. And I've scoured the globe. And by the globe, I mean Wikipedia, for different iterations of phoenixes in pop culture. And let me tell you, it's all about that dying and rebirth stuff. There's very few other versions. I think in Harry Potter, the Phoenix has the ability to carry heavy things, and its tears can heal poisons. But I'm like 99% sure that's to solve plot contrivances at the time.
It's probably some kind of metaphor for some race, I bet.
Yeah, so we're not...
And remember, the Phoenix is okay with house elf slavery.
Yeah, we're gonna... The main stuff I want to talk about is how it can die and come back. This happens a certain amount of time. It's not whenever the Phoenix feels like it. The expiration date is 500 years.
That seems... long enough that at that point you might as well just live forever. Like, why is...
Yeah, I'm curious what a Phoenix is capable of. Like, if a Phoenix makes it to 200 and decides to jump into the ocean, is it okay?
I mean, I guess not. It's just, you live for 500 years, but you have to set yourself on fire. Also, I did, in preparation for this, read on the Wikipedia page, again, an account from Herodotus, who wrote this very long story about the Phoenix, which he doesn't really believe in, because, that was a question at the time. And this story that he tells says nothing about it setting itself on fire and being reborn. It's just
really?
Like, it lays an egg, and then when the baby hatches and grows up, it flies its parent bird in a big ball of myrrh to the Temple of the Sun and buries it there. And that's what it does.
Are you sure that was the article on storks?
You know what? It is actually the article on the Phoenix and not on storks, so no.
Okay. It's not the article on my family reunion either, right?
The similarities are similar, as similarities often are, but I'm gonna have to say no, it's not that either.
Okay. Yeah, there's a couple scholars of the Phoenix out there. Herodotus is one of them. There's also Ezekiel the dramatist.
Wow, that's a great name.
Did you read anything about Ezekiel?
I have not seen anything about Ezekiel the dramatist until now when I'm looking at it. This is pretty great.
Yeah. So he wrote in Alexandria. It was a Jewish dramatist, and there's only one known work of it. And the reason why it's known is because other people have quoted it in their works. So much so that 269 lines have been assembled, about 25% of the whole thing. So he's only known through quotes of people like saying like, "Oh man, that Ezekiel, he wrote this great Exodus play."
So ultimately, Ezekiel the tragedian became a tragedy himself, such as we are all destined to do. It is I, the Brothers Grimm, and also H.R. Giger from Super Ego again.
Yeah, he was one of the first people to adapt The Prince of Egypt, apparently. The story of Moses, and he actually changed some of Moses' story to make it fit the narrative better.
The Prince of... Okay.
So I do want to say that there's something important about the appearance of the Phoenix as told by multiple authors. Ezekiel depicted the Phoenix and declared that the Phoenix was had red legs and striking yellow eyes, in addition to its fiery body. Yes.
I just wanted to point something out. That's not a part of Exodus. There's no part of Exodus where there's a Phoenix in it. So, like,
yeah.
This poor guy's play, only 20% of it's recovered, and one of it is a part that does not matter and is not a thing.
Correct. His poor work only exists with this, like, through this creature. But yeah, the word Phoenix actually comes from some kind of Latin and Greek words that translate loosely to purple reddish bird. That's what they're saying. Hey, that's what the plumage is vis-a-vis the word. However, other people talking to the again, like I said, Ezekiel was like, yeah, and it's got red legs and yellow eyes. But oh wow, Lactantius comes around.
Lactantius,
thank you. Comes around and says, hold the phone. Those aren't yellow eyes. Those are blue eyes. Sapphire blue eyes. And it's got yellow legs. What you don't know you're talking about. I don't know where these two got into an argument about this. I don't know what force inspired them to or what their sources are. Right?
I mean, they definitely weren't just making things up. Because no one in ancient Greece just made things up. They observed the world around them and democracy and science. And they were a perfect little baby angel culture that had no problems.
The problem with this, this mythology versus, say, fiction, comparing, say, Bram Stoker and Stephanie Miller. It's like, you
Meyer.
can say that. Oh, did I mispronounce that too?
Yeah, it's Stephanie Meyer.
Stephanie Meyer.
Also, it's Bram Stoker.
Yes, Bram Stoker had a few things to say about vampires that Stephanie decided to take a different direction.
Steppers.
Where these two are both equal and opposite forces. So yeah, they also have disputes about the size of the Phoenix, how big it gets.
Well, actually,
yes.
Well, I'm looking at this here, and, well, I mean, go ahead and say it. I shouldn't have interrupted, because what you're gonna say is the same thing as what I'm gonna say just now.
I'll say, how about you say the first half of it, and I'll deliver the punchline.
Alright. So Herodotus, Pliny, Solinus, and Philostratus describe the phoenix as similar in size to an eagle.
But Ezekiel says it was larger, bigger than an ostrich!
No, not even. Ezekiel claims that it was larger, and Lactantius declared that it was even larger than an ostrich. So, like, I guess Lactantius is just like, no. It's even, or it's like, everyone's like, yeah, it's like an eagle size, right? And Ezekiel's like, no, I think it's a little larger. And Lactantius is like, actually, it's even larger than what Ezekiel said.
They're having a real measuring contest about this bird.
They're having a real Greek measuring contest. I don't know, what's a pun about ancient Greece and dicks? Hold on, give me like 2 seconds. They're really measuring, they're really comparing pantheons. Dumb. Hang on. Oh god, something about pillars. Okay.
I was gonna say penis sophilophagus.
Holy shit.
How's that? Does that work?
I was gonna go back to, they're having a real Corinthian pillar measuring contest here, but my god, penis sophilophagus. My favorite dinosaur.
It's a wonder why that one didn't make it into Jurassic Park.
They do move in herds. Clever girl. All right.
Hold on to your butts.
Oh god.
Okay, do we have enough? Do you have enough suggestive Jurassic Park quotes out?
Holy.
So, yeah.
I'm not okay. Oh god.
I would like us to enter into an extended version of a game that we'd like to play called Monster Rehab. It talks about putting this monster, the Phoenix, into the everyday world.
I see your angle.
So, the Phoenix and its ability to die and be reborn from the ashes can lead to a lot of funny situations. What I thought of discussing was tax evasion.
Do they tax birds now?
I think any creature with sentience could be taxed. Yes.
Does the Phoenix have sentience?
So it does not decide to die and become reborn. That's correct. Well, it also it just hangs out a lot. I think the Phoenix could very well not have sentience.
This conclude. Well, no. Okay, we gotta.
Yeah, no. I mean, that hasn't stopped us from talking about placing Jason in society.
No,
who is sentient but a force of nature, certainly.
I don't know if Jason is sentient or sapient. Sentience is something that all animals have, but plants don't. Sapience is like the ability to vote and stuff.
Right.
If you wear a mask in public in 2020, you're sapient. If you don't, then you're actually worse than an animal. But continue.
Yeah, so I think for the purpose of this exercise, let's consider the Phoenix sapient.
Yes. Yeah, my touchstone for the Phoenix is a book called David and the Phoenix, which is a very kind of never-ending story, children's chapter book that I picked up at the library once. And in that, the Phoenix is sentient. So I'm going with that.
All right. Yeah, well, that's fine. So let's talk about...
Also, the Phoenix dies at the Phoenix dies at the end of David and the Phoenix. And Adam, you're not going to guess what happens.
Well, I only know 3 things about the Phoenix. So is it a bird still, even though it's dead?
Yes, but...
Is there fire involved?
You know what? Yeah, there is.
And does it come back?
Yes.
Wow, we got a full checklist here. That's certainly a Phoenix. So, in our everyday society, I do want to talk about the Phoenix as a crime lord.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So the ability to, I want to say that the accounts that we've discussed, how various scholars have talked about the Phoenix, discussed their personal interest in the Phoenix, and described the Phoenix differently, has led me to believe something important. I've connected a few dots here. That when the Phoenix returns from the dead, it does not necessarily have to look the same way.
Interesting. Okay, so you're saying, wait, was there at least 500 years between Lactantius and Ezekiel, Zeke the drama queen? Zeke the tragic?
Drama kid Zeke was not, he does not have a particular time associated with his existence, so there very well could be.
It does say some scholars have placed his work in the 3rd century BC, though the evidence of the date is not definitive. Lactantius, circa 250 to 325 CE, presumably. So that's about 500 years.
Yeah, and do consider that the Phoenix, certain would have existed simply between them. It's not like Halley's Comet, where only the end time event is when they say, like, oh, wait, hang on, that bird's different.
I just saw Halley's Comet.
Really?
She waved and said, "Why are you always running in place?" I've expended my song quota for the episode, is what I'm saying.
Usually when you say something and I cannot source it, I assume it's lyrics.
And normally when you say something and I can't source it, I assume you're referring to something that you heard on, like, Route 34 in Pokemon Red.
Fair. So, yes, I do want to say that I think that the Phoenix has the unique ability to rack up debt and then escape said debt by dying and coming back as someone else. Or coming back as a Phoenix yet again, but in different, with a different appearance.
Well, this can't be the same Phoenix.
Clearly, yeah. This is a world where the zombies run the supermarkets. Like seeing a Phoenix is not going to be noteworthy.
Well, this is is there just the one Phoenix, or are there multiple?
So, through the accounts that I've seen, there was no talk of multiple Phoenix. If anything, it is an endling of sorts.
Multiple Phoenices.
Multiple Pheni.
I gotta say Phoenices, dude. I don't know about Pheni.
Pheni-lopagus.
Oh, no.
Okay.
This has to stop Alopagus.
So, Phoenixes. They're, no accounts, no works of fictions. It's usually just the one. Which is weird because in Harry Potter, it's like, yeah, it's just the one Phoenix, and it's a pet, and sometimes he makes wands.
That's actually the only thing that J.K. Rowling has ever gotten wrong.
The rest is just smooth sailing.
No,
and
I gotta put a /s on that. People will get mad, and they'll be right.
So I do want to say that Johto Route 34 is really, really, really close to the burn tower where Ho-Oh is from.
I was just looking at the list of Phoenix equivalents on Wikipedia here, and one of them is the Japanese Ho-Oh, and I was like, oh, that'll be something I can use to connect to Adam. And then I was like, no, he'll do that himself. I'll just wait.
Yep, you're correct. The pop culture list is jam-packed, because Phoenix is a cool word.
It is.
And everyone it wants to throw it out there. It's got a silent P. Oh no, there's another word for that. It's got an X.
A PH. Yeah.
Yeah. It's got a PH, it's got an X, and an N.
It's got an OE that's... You look at the OE and you're like, how do you do that? And it's like, hey, don't worry, I'm the word Phoenix. You can just make it a long E. Gee, thanks, the word Phoenix. You're welcome. Now, if you don't mind, I'm off to be the capital of Arizona, I think. Caw-caw!
This it's a sunbird of sorts that gets into these kinds of situations. So I don't know. Do you think that the Phoenix would be very good at evading? I'm thinking just in the sense of the IRS coming after you.
Wait,
Specifically,
real quick. What does a
Yeah.
high fantasy IRS stand for?
Okay, interracial.
Nope. Start over. Okay. How about
Inexperienced rascal sorcerers.
That's pretty good. What about interplanar
Oh, that's a better
revenge sorcerers?
Yeah. Society. Interplanar.
Interplanar recompense. This is stupid. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they would definitely be interplanar in a fantasy setting, with their ability to coexist
The
and
IRS
travel.
The IRS logo kind of looks like a phoenix on the side. It's like
this is going to be one of those where we just uncover. Honestly, when I saw it in like this small Google search, I said, "Wait, is that just phoenix wings?"
Is that
It's
a
kinda-
phoenix or a vulture? I'm seeing a vulture. Like the neck is kind of like bendy like that.
Yeah. I want to break it down. What this logo is? Okay, there are looks like a bunch of black leaves stemmed together on the left side. There's a scale in the middle,
kind of olive
and there's
branch.
yeah, and there's okay, it's an eagle. I just clicked for me. There's an eagle. There's a balancing scale, and there's an olive branch.
Yeah, but
they're arranged in a way that
Sorry, go ahead.
They're arranged in a way that looks very phoenixy. Right?
It looks like, okay, from what I'm seeing, it looks like the scale is connected to a string that is connected to like a little holder, and then there's like a little curvy bit that connects to like a very strong down bit, and then a little bit of an up bit, and then there's like some wings. So it looks like a vulture holding the scale by the little holdy bit, but I think that's supposed to be the beak, and I think it's supposed to be hard to see what the difference is. It's not a good logo.
It kind of looks like the bald eagle is wearing like a string bikini.
I don't see that. I'm upset with you for making me see that, actually.
It stands for International Bikini Inspector.
God.
Okay. So
well,
yeah, but yes. Now the way I see it is that as long as you still got that same old that same old pesky social security number, the IRS is after you. Becoming a baby again, boom, new social security number, you're debt free.
That's true. Our friend Theo in the group chat just shared a thing. Give your baby $1 as soon as it's born, and then take it away after it gets its social security number so that its value becomes -1. And the long and short of it is it just resets to the next positive integer. So your baby will start life with $2,147,483,647.
It's good. It's very good.
Yeah. So why not just do that?
I think that's what the Phoenix does every time. Or rather, it has inherited wealth, but it starts off as a. So let's chat about this for a bit.
Does that make the Phoenix old money or new money?
Oh man. Does the Phoenix remember its past life when it is reborn?
I don't know.
I mean, we can't ask one, but
you know what?
I do want to. Yep.
In David and the Phoenix, it's like a baby Groot situation. So it does not remember its life.
Does Baby Groot not remember his life?
Yeah. Baby Groot is different from adult Groot.
Wow. Huh.
This incarnation of Groot is like a sapling. It's not the same guy.
Wow, so when this Groot grows up, he's going to be different than the first Groot, right? He's probably going to be an asshole.
Well, now we've reached the Groot of the problem. I don't know. I'm not funny today. I'm just ding-dang nuts.
We peeked early about the
What I need to do is light
my.
myself on fire in 475 years, and then it'll be funny.
Yeah, we peaked earlier with the phallic Greek jokes, and now we're just coasting, in my opinion. We can go home early if we want.
Speaking of coasting, what would the Phoenix spend its billions of dollars on? Because it is, I'll remind you, a bird. Like, how much Cuttlebone can $2,147,000,000 buy?
Yeah, that's a good point. So I see the Phoenix myself as a traveler, a wanderer of sorts. And I see it flying from place to place. So I imagine it has just a bunch of summer homes.
Oh, summer nests.
Yeah, a bunch of summer nests in all kinds of parts of the world. Because when you live to 500, you can't stay in one place for too long. You gotta. I think travel's within our physical material plane here. Travel's like the best way you can explore, or get the most out of your life.
Now hold on, you've just said this material plane.
Yes.
Are you suggesting that the Phoenix could also hang out on the plane of fire?
Well, personally, if I was a Phoenix, I would not want to hang out on the plane of fire. I think it's too
right.
boring, upsetting, not very inspired. But it also reminds me too much of home, right? Or my death/birth. Neither of those I'd want to recall at a moment's notice.
Oh my god, you're right. I was imagining that the Phoenix was immune to fire. What I think might be true is the opposite. I think it might just go up like so much gasoline.
Yeah, right. I think that the Phoenix, in its time traveling around the world, likes to spend some time in like the Arctic and Antarctic to just act like a regular bird.
Oh, that's what global warming is. Okay, now I get it.
Yeah, global warming is the period every 500 years where the Phoenix goes to the north to roost.
Wait, hold on. Go back a second. I really like how it just wants to be a normal bird. Going to the Arctic, hanging out with penguins is the Phoenix's version of showing up in disguise to a Ren fair as a celebrity.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a real good time. Or wait, do you mean Comic-Con or?
I was specifically thinking about Angelina Jolie will sometimes she'll kind of cover herself up in a sort of quasi disguise and keep her hood up and stuff and go around the Los Angeles area Ren fair.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of specifically the Hugh Jackman story about how he, in full costume as Wolverine, went around Comic-Con one time. And no one recognized him, but one guy said to him, "Whoa, buddy, way too tall."
I think that guy also recognized him. No, you know what? No, he might have gotten fake fanned for that.
Yeah.
Some of those Comic-Con guys, they're just out there to get you. They're
that was a Comic-Con late 2000s story. So that'll tell you what era that was from.
Yeah.
I think 2010s they're a little more welcoming of Wolverines in all sizes. The Phoenix appears across multiple mythos, which has surprised me. It's Greek, it's Egyptian in some ways, which it really points to the fact that it has no true origin story.
Now, like dragons, I have to draw the line and say that I don't think, the Feng Huang or Ho-Oh in Chinese and Japanese mythology, respectively, there's no part of that involves setting itself on fire and coming back to life. I think the common thread there is just pretty bird that isn't real.
Yeah, I think people look at birds and say, man, what if that was a big one? What if it was big and it was the size of the sun?
Lactantius comes out of nowhere and it's just no, actually it's bigger. Shut up, Black. Go home, Tanty. You're drunk. Just.
I love how he has to have the best Phoenix. He'll not settle for the second largest Phoenix.
Well, my Phoenix's eyes are blue like sapphires, and its legs are covered in yellow gold scales and rose-colored talons. My Phoenix is an iPhone now. Oh man, the next time the Phoenix sets itself on fire, it's gonna come back. It's like Mecha Phoenix.
Oh yeah, you're right. So if the Phoenix was, let's say, 499 years old and it was about to die and and take on a new baby form that matched this world, are you thinking that's what it'd go with? Like that kind of like that sleek new tech, minimal iPhone look.
Yeah, like a late 2000s iPhone or like a late 2010s iPhone, because those are
Okay, yeah.
different. Yeah, those are different vibes.
If it was in a commercial, it would be described as sexy.
Okay, so like an iPod,
Yes.
which I think they
Uh,
might still make iPods. I don't know.
No one does. That's the thing.
Man, I should leave my house and sneeze all over people or something.
Yeah. I want to play one other quick game here before we keep going. The Phoenix, therapist, therapy animal, or needs therapy?
Oh, okay.
Because oftentimes there's an obvious answer here. I think I could see the Phoenix in a bunch of different settings like this, right? I feel like I could tell the Phoenix my problems, and he could. I don't know if he would advise. That might be a key factor here. But
Have you tried
also,
lighting yourself on fire and seeing what happens?
yeah, it strikes me that the Phoenix runs away from his problems.
Hmm.
Like the Phoenix is one to. There's a way to burn out early than to, right?
It's better to burn out than to fade away. You're saying the Phoenix
Yeah.
might need therapy, but also, what a pretty bird you can pet. I think that's a therapy animal.
Yeah, there's nothing. We've talked about sapiens before, but it's a very pretty animal. That is it safe to pet?
Great question. I feel like
Let me step this back a little bit. How many birds can you pet?
Oh god, now that I'm thinking about it, super not a lot, man. I'm trying to think about like what would happen if I tried to pet a phoenix, and it's just like a beak being gored clean through my arm every time. Like I'm running like 14,605 scenarios in my head like Doctor Strange, and every single one of them how many of those involve not getting stabbed? One.
Look,
and it's the one where I don't do it.
Some people say it's larger than an ostrich. And you know how mean those ostriches get.
Ostriches are also very horny for people, I've read.
Yeah, so it's like, it's bigger than ostrich, emu, cassowary, and those aren't friendly birds.
Okay, come on, don't just leave me hanging there. Of all places. Adam, I gotta protect my brand after the Slender Man episode, okay?
I think the Phoenix might need some therapy.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
The thing about the ostriches, they've done a study where, like, I don't know, fine, I'll cut out the whole subplot about ostriches, I guess.
Yeah, I like the ostriches.
Whatever. I think the Phoenix might need some therapy, because in the situation where it is sapient, it's, like, self-destructive to an insane degree, and solves all of its problems by lighting itself on fire and just getting out of the situation, which, huge mood, but...
It doesn't have the mechanisms to, like, properly deal with the stress of living as long as it does.
No, because it's a bird. And also, like, in the situations where it's not sapient, like, whenever you try and pet it, it stabs you, so I think either way it needs therapy.
Yeah, I am all for getting this ostrich-sized or larger than ostrich-sized bird some therapy.
God, we have to have talked about this before, but do they give animals therapy? We have to have talked about this before in this program.
I don't know if we have, and I don't know if they do. I have heard about, like, some, say, rescue dogs needing some, like, special, like, treatment and counseling because of their, like, personal, like, stresses and anxieties.
Let me have that job. Please. I need to, like,
well, that
oh
sounds
my God.
like
Helping puppers with anxiety is just the most 2019 job I have ever heard of, and I'm here for it so hard.
Yeah, I don't know about that, because you're seeing exclusively, like, puppers with problems that is going to require a lot of effort to get them to repair it.
Well, I mean, it's a job, but let me help them, please.
Yeah, I think you might run into some lost causes. Also, I said the word puppers for the first and the second time there, and I hate it. I'm not a fan.
You can't say it unless you're in front of an actual dog.
Yeah.
Well, here's a question for you. So, the Phoenix symbolize renewal in general, as well as entities and concepts such as the sun, time, the Roman Empire, Christ, Mary, and virginity. Now, the sun, okay, it's fire and it comes back and whatever, sure. Time, don't entirely see it, but kind of do.
Yeah, time keeps going on, and its eternal nature, I think, matches that.
Alright, but time doesn't, stop for a long time and then come back when it sets itself on fire.
History repeats itself might be some of the sentiment.
Okay, there's something there, never mind. The Roman Empire. Now that went out the once, and it kind of took a while, but it did not... That's not coming back.
I don't know my history super well. Was the Roman Empire very cyclical in their development? They have lots of ups and downs?
I feel like no. I feel like they started up, and they were a kingdom, and then they were a republic, and then they were an empire, then they were two empires, then one of them exploded because of Odoacer, and then the other turned into the Ottomans, and throughout the centuries, there's 1 million people that claim to be the heirs or the successors of the Caesars, but they're all kind of not, and that's their whole thing.
Yeah, so, okay, that's definitely a loose connection.
Okay.
Christ tracks.
But hashtag.
But, yeah, hashtag Christ tracks.
Hashtag Christ tracks.
But Mary and virginity. No?
I don't see how Mary applies. Because Mary was assumed into heaven, where God was just like, oh, I guess you can come. Yeah, no, I thought you were here already.
Yeah, you can come up too.
No, the assumption of Mary, so...
I guess, yes. Sure, maybe?
Hey, God, I'm here for you. Oh, jeez. Yeah, no. Fuck. Yeah, you can come and stay here for a bit. Shit, fuck that.
But virginity is, again, similar to the Roman Empire. That's a done and done deal. That's a candle that does not get relit.
Similarly to the Roman, I feel like similarly to the Roman Empire, that is something that can fall several times in several ways, but
yes.
By definition, once it's gone, it's gone. It's also a made-up concept, and don't let anybody tell you different, etc., etc. That's all true, social construct, but, still, though.
Right, so I think some of these are apt, some are not. But I think let's bring this burden to the close here.
Well, I do want to do one thing before we do this.
Sure.
How confident do you feel about improving a good old-fashioned spook-off?
About the Phoenix.
Yes. A spooky...
The bird that we established has 3 things about it.
A spooky intro about the Phoenix.
At the end of the episode. Okay, let's go.
Alright, I'll start so that because I feel...
Yeah. Thank you for not putting the whole spotlight on me.
Right. I'm not going to start with the phrase ashes to ashes. I'm going to make a choice not to do that. Okay. Death comes for us all, but somewhere out there, there's a bird where death only comes once every 500 years. And then it's a baby. A baby that will stab you if you try to pet it. Something primal about the human condition doesn't want to be stabbed by a bird, but oftentimes the bird has other plans, and this bird cannot die. The Phoenix. I'm gonna change you like a remix, then I'll raise you,
Okay.
Like a phoenix. All right. No, dumb. That part's getting cut. Cut.
No. Do you not want me to do one then?
No. Just that last bit.
Okay, got it. Okay, so my turn for the spook off.
Yep.
Ashes to ashes.
God damn it.
Dust to dust. Sometimes, at the end, there's nothing but dust. But sometimes, there's more. What if you died? What if there's nothing left? The end of your days was not the end. A fiery existence ends in screams and tortures, only to learn that the true torture, the true never-ending pain, is the fact that you have to live it all over again. You may fly wherever you want. You may soar across the sky like a comet. You may travel to the far reaches of the world in the icy tundra where you may see yourself as normal. But that end will come eventually and as timelessly as the sands in an hourglass. And you will be flipped over and counted again. And your life is meaningless. And you're a bird. The phoenix.
Very good, very good. I have to say, I think we both lost.
Right, yeah, no, there's... I think the, man, that's a tough segment.
It's funny, it's best with monsters that are not spooky, though. Last time we did that with all the way in episode 1 with zombies, and I decided to bring it back in this episode. Can't imagine why.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with that sentiment. That's the absolute challenge with it. But let's wrap here. Take this to the final resting place, where we put this monster to bed.
Now, you understand why this is problematic, yes?
Yes. There's no final rating place for the Phoenix, so that's a 0, right?
I think it's like N/A out of 10. I don't want to say 0.
No, I can get behind that. This rating does not apply.
Yes, no.
This is yeah.
We can only wait. Can we only rate monsters that die? Is that a precedent we're setting? I think we have.
I think we can rate undead too, but immortal beings like the Phoenix, yeah, it can't happen.
Did we rank the Philly Fanatic? Because I'm pretty sure he can't die.
Oh, hang on. There's something to be said about the Quetzalcoatl here. Do you think the Phoenix, as it appears in mythology, is the warlock patron to the Philly Fanatic?
I gotta say,
in this entire episode, is there a single connecting thread?
Bird. That's about it.
Okay, I wanted to make sure we're clear.
Hang on, let me just double check really quick.
I don't experience any nightmares because of this. Is what I'm getting at.
No, we have no explicitly immortal. Oh, wait, hold on. There's another monster we've done that does have some resurrection capabilities, just like the Phoenix that we did rank.
Jason?
It's Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th, yes.
Yeah, so we can rank the Phoenix, therefore.
Okay, good, there's precedent. I'm so glad we've established legal precedent in this our Goofy Monster show.
I'm giving the Phoenix like a 6.5 out of 10.
I'm giving the Phoenix 6 out of 10.5.
Okay.
You know what? 10.5 out of 6. Because, like all things, the Phoenix is time, and time is cyclical, and time is virginity, and also Christ. Moving on.
There's nowhere to move to.
Oh.
You can find us on Twitter at Finding Monster Pod.
If you want to join us in circling the mortal coil with a ceaseless, tantalizing lack of end, you can follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, if you want to take to the skies like a blue bird might.
Or a bird that is definitely red or definitely yellow and bigger than an ostrich. Just better than Zeke's bird.
I think join us on there, and until then, you can find us in the skies of the Arctic regions, circling, coming to roost.
And at this point in our nation's history, I just want to say something important and say that we are going through a horrible drug crisis right now in this country. And it is important that nobody get hooked on Phoenix. Okay, good. I saved it for the end, but I told you I was going to do that one.
I remembered as you did at the same time.
Oh God, I can't believe I almost forgot that.
All right. Enjoy. Goodbye, everyone. Enjoy your life until then.
Enjoy your lives.